Adam, Will Collins and also Connor West, can you just tell us a little bit about the two of them and what you sort of saw in those two to take them on?
Yeah, Will, the boy's already called Phil Collins. He trained with us pre-season, so we know a lot about him. He's actually 191. He's pretty tall, quick, and a competitor. So, yeah, we like what we saw in pre-season, so we followed that through. And Connor's dad played for West Coast. I think he played 13 games, number 37. And he's what we're looking for at the moment, just a consistent, solid, tough inside mid. So I don't think they'll jump straight in the seniors, those boys, but they'll add to our depth, and met them just today. So it just reminds everyone what it's like when you first get drafted and connected to a club and a team. So, yeah, it's exciting.
How long do you envisage that it could be until they do play? I mean, is Will potentially a longer term prospect and Connor's potentially someone that could come in earlier?
Yeah, I don't think we'll put too much pressure on the young fellas. So it's an opportunity to see what they can show in the next 6 months. So Will's been playing reserves football, but he's young and we think he's got good potential. So. Yeah, and Connor's, like I said, he's a bit more mature, so he's a bit more seasoned, so he's probably a bit more game ready.
So do they train with the club as early as today?
I think so, yeah. Well, they're here today, so they had to get COVID tested to make sure they're all clean. So, yeah, all clear. So they'll train today. I'm not sure if they get to play with us, so in terms of the reserves, Waffle Eagles.
That was the next question. In terms of Will getting a transfer from Swans and obviously Connor from West Perth, how do you expect that to play out? And obviously I imagine you'd be pretty keen for them to play there given their depleted stocks there.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually want to play. I'm sure they do. But the fact is that's part of the rules. So we've got to negotiate with the clubs and see where they sit. And part of their development would be great for them to be under our wing on the weekends, but we'll work through that.
So even for this weekend, you don't know yet?
No, I think that's a piece we've got to work through with the Waffle and the Waffle clubs.
So in terms of Connor, what's his biggest challenge in trying to crack in for a game? Is it physical preparation or is it game plan stoppage?
Oh no, it's been. I've really met him 2 days ago. Spoke to him last night. Saw some vision, last couple of weeks. So we'll just let him get settled. He's not playing this week, so. Albeit we do have a few injuries, but he'll work through. He needs to work through and get connected to the boys and his teammates, and we'll see how we go from there.
Because in terms of opportunity, it looks like it's the next month, doesn't it? Where you're short of midfielders. Is that not realistic?
I think the ongoing development of our lists, we're going to need some mids, and that's going to more than likely be through the draft and seeing what's around. So he's part of that progression. Always trying to transition to the next phase. So that starts every year. So he'll complement that.
But Shuey and Kelly are out for the next month. Is that too soon for him, would you have thought? Well, is that opportunity?
Oh, you never say never. But we've got some young mids who might get opportunity before Connor. But we don't know. He's just arrived. So let's just let him get settled, see how he plays next couple of weeks.
So is that someone like True, when you say young mids, who are you looking at?
Luke Edwards, True, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Xavier O'Neill, those type of players. Working through training today. Ainsworth is another one. We've got Hutch, who's still building with his fitness. So I'm sure I've missed one or two there. But yeah, we've got some kids, but they're young and they're still trying to find their way. But we are low on stock at the moment.
How fine is that balance between going for someone who's ready to go for the here and now, as opposed to going someone like a True or an Edwards, a debutant, when obviously you're in the window right now and it's 6 and 5 and the season's on the line?
Yeah, well, it's always opportunity to grow. So, we want to win every week, and, we know we've got some work to do and we're a bit down on personnel. So we've got to have a bit of reality around that. But, yeah, opportunity is great for youth to come through. I think our members and fans love it when we debut players. So, if we think they're ready to go, we'll play them.
Is 2 games too soon back at the Waffle for Mark Hutchings to come back? Whereabouts is he at?
Yeah, he's still building, and like I've been saying for a while, we've actually got some players who've come back from injury and they're still getting managed through the AFL, and I think at stages it's difficult to get them at their peak fitness until you play a few games. So there's a 4 or 5 week introduction back to AFL. Obviously Liam Ryan, Shannon Hearn, Elliot Yeo, some of the players who have come back into the seniors in recent weeks. So yeah, we just got to keep an eye on whether Hutch is ready to run out a full game. But he might be. We've got to work through that today.
So much, I guess, in the last maybe month or so has relied on Nick and Tim in that midfield, and now Tim gone.
Yeah.
How, I guess, concerning is it for you in that midfield battle when, you know, there's not too many Tim Kellys that you can just bring into any team? So that midfield battle obviously taken a big hit.
Yep. We've, like I said, we're down on personnel, but there's opportunities as well. So I think Redo's had a pretty good season. Andrew Gaff, Dom Sheed, you know, there's some pretty good premiership players there. So, yep. Well, obviously Yowie will play some more minutes in the midfield this week. We managed him pretty well, but he can elevate his. It's not time on ground, but more time on ball, I would have thought. So, yeah, we're still confident we've got the cattle. It'll just look a bit different.
You said post-game on Saturday night, the will to win probably waned just a little bit. How do you get that appetite back in the playing group?
Yeah, look, I think on the weekend we got overrun. Yeah, looking back on the vision, I think the ability to compete and be tougher for longer is something we want all the time. And there's moments in games where you'd like to stand up and take the opportunities. On the weekend, it looked like we got beaten on the outside as much as the inside. So, yeah, that's always a challenge for us. And we've been inconsistent in last quarters this year. And it's not just one thing. Sometimes it's been on the outside. Sometimes it's been on the inside. Sometimes it's been injuries, you know, to be honest. But, yeah, we need to get better.
Is the ball movement a little predictable at the moment? I mean, there was 22 inside, 50s to 6 in that last quarter. And it sort of kept going to the same side, you know, wasn't changed up a hell of a lot. But how do you get the confidence back in the team to say, right, let's take it on, we need to change things up because this is just going one-way traffic?
Yeah, that was a fair assessment last week in the last quarter. But when you're trying to start your ball movement from the back pocket, not often you get through. It's not a common way of scoring from your D50. So getting that field position, whether it's getting a stoppage or changing angles or doing something different around the ball, stoppages. So we're working on all those things. We got trapped. It doesn't happen too often to us, but on the weekend, definitely in the last quarter, we couldn't get it out of our D50.
So Joe pulled up reasonably well, did he?
He did, yeah. No, we're happy about how he pulled up.
And Oscar Allen?
He's fine, but it's just the protocols, and you know, rightly so. He needs a week off.
So what are you hearing about your Richmond game and your bye? Is there a possibility of some changes?
No, we haven't heard anything. So we only heard we're playing in Sydney yesterday or the day before. So we'll wait to see. We'll be ready no matter what they throw at us. And I think we're meant to have a bye this weekend, but that's not locked away. I would have thought they could pivot pretty quickly. So it's almost like we're used to that stuff and we're okay with whatever happens.
Would you like the bye though, or are you sort of if you're hanging out for the bye?
Oh, it doesn't. Whatever it is, it is. It's good to plan for people who want to get away and see family, but other than that, doesn't worry us.
I guess you'd like an answer as soon as possible, Bruce, for your own planning.
Oh, I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm thinking about playing Carlton in Sydney and trying to get that done, and they'll tell us when they can. Is probably what we've learned over the journey. It's hard to demand and want things when it's just they just can't give you answers. So we're pretty patient.
What do you make of Dreamtime being the first sold-out game here?
I thought it'd be a sellout. I'm not surprised, and you know I think obviously we get one game a week here during the season, and I think Western Australians love their footy, so I'm not surprised at all.
Cripps and Walsh, obviously 2 stars, and they're doing and getting the job done in the midfield for Carlton. Do you put a tagger on them? Do you put a stopper on, given obviously the midfield is a little depleted? Yeah,
we've got to look at it. Yeah, definitely. It's they're both of them, but they bat a bit deeper than just those two. But you know, those two in particular have had pretty good runs at it. They're A graders. So yeah, the two completely different type of players, really. The way they go about it, but both very effective.
It's another week on the road, so it's travel yet again. What have you done differently? Have you done anything differently with the confinements, the ground dimensions of the SCG compared to home? We
haven't won there for 22 years. Yeah, so but maybe they're all against Sydney. So, look, we know the challenge in front of us. We're flying over confident and expecting to put a really good show and play our best team available and play with real spirit. So and hopefully get a win.
And have you got your normal routine with flying 2 days out? Can you?
I think so, yeah. I don't think it's a charter flight, so I think it's a commercial flight. That's probably the one thing we like to know early as we can, is charter flight or commercial. I think we're flying commercial 2 days out like we normally do.
Are you still alive for top four, Adam? How are you feeling about it?
Oh, not really. For our goal every year is to qualify for finals. And then once we do that, we look at the next phase. So we're nowhere near the first phase yet. So, yeah, that's the goal for us, to qualify for finals as quick as we can.
If you think you reach a point, though, where top four is gone, could that change the way you go about it?
Did you see what I said? Our goal, we don't think top four at all, not one little bit. We're thinking finals. That's our goal. We want to qualify for finals, and then we'll go to all those thoughts that you might think I have after that. I just don't think like that.
The commercial and charter flight scenario, what's the big differences, I guess, from the team, the planning perspectives in that sense?
Oh, actually, it's not too much different, to be honest. It's just good to know. You get your own plane. You could probably stretch out a little bit. It's a pretty long flight, but they're really accommodating with Virgin and what we've had and what they've gone through over the last few years. So anything we can do to help them, we can. But yeah, it's probably just a little bit different if it is a charter flight. And
then return Sunday night, is that the plan?
At the moment, yeah. I mean, if it's into a bye, well, we'll get back as quick as we can and give the guys some time off, give them a break. But if there's a game on the next week, probably Richmond back here, if it is, then we get back and prepare.
The Richmond game was fixtured for a Thursday night as well. I guess if that was to happen, I mean, you'd love the Thursday night fixture given the fact that it's great drawing crowd, the national exposure, but that would be a pretty tight turnaround, wouldn't it, given you're in Sydney?
That would be tight, yeah. I think whenever you play Richmond, it doesn't matter what night, it'll be pretty big. So I only got to look at the game this week. So yeah, we'll wait for the AFL to give us information, and we'll move from there.
From a turnaround point of view, though, would that be too short, coming back Sunday night and then buttering up again on it?
Oh, it'll be a challenge, but after last year, anything's possible. But yeah, it is what it is. Whatever they tell us, we'll do.
Alex Witherden looked like he'd started to play a bit of decent football. So how significant is his loss, and what is the injury actually? Yeah,
well, he's probably hurt us a little bit with his ball use not being available. It's groin soreness. It happened on the day of the game before the Giants, and he's not available this week. So from an injury front, we've got a few guys who won't play from this week, might be 4 or 5, and not a heap of guys who are available, senior ready-made players. So you'll get some youth this week, which is exciting.
I think they put 4 or 5 weeks on Witherden. Is that in the OP area at all?
Yeah, it's around the groin OP area.
So obviously, given what you've been through with Yo, how worrying, and do you have any learnings from that?
Every club has a few guys with OP or those symptoms, so you manage them as best you can. Everyone's different. Some guys, you catch it early enough, you can manage it. So I think that's what we're at the moment. I think hopefully we've caught it early enough, because I don't think it's 4 or 5, might be 3 or 4, and that's 2 weeks into that, as opposed to Yowie, who missed 12 months. So hopefully we've caught it early enough.
And obviously the call is no surgery at the moment.
Oh no, nowhere near that conversation. No.
So it's just a complete deload at the moment.
I think so. Yeah. But I can't give you an absolute guarantee on that. I haven't really touched base on where he's at.
I think you just said wholesale changes then, 4 to 5, that potentially from last week's loss. Yeah. Is that what you're looking at?
Probably. Yeah. We'll see how we go today at training.
So yeah, Tim and Oscar are the 2, and then obviously
there's a few more. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
How light on are you getting with your stock?
Oh, we're light. I mean, I'm assuming there's injuries across the competition, but we seem to have copped the pretty important players. So I mean, it's hard to play your best with 6 or 7, 8 of your top 10 missing. But at the same time, we've had some great wins with perhaps not our best side. Guys playing their role, youth, excitement. So I'm still positive.
Brad Shepherd's ankle, how's that going? The last couple of weeks he's been playing pretty sore. Yeah,
he turned the corner last week, so he went into the game the week before a bit iffy, rolled his ankle against the Giants, but he was fine on the weekend.
And expecting to play this week?
I hope so, unless you've heard something I haven't. No, he's right.
And just on Oscar, is Harry Edwards the obvious?
Probably, yeah. We see how we go today at training, but Harry's, you need tools, especially with what they've got down there. So at the moment, he's probably the front runner.
And a fair chance of a debutant in the middle?
Maybe. See how we go. Match committee this afternoon.